Here's the title of the seminar, and I think it's quite ambitious because many companies may have a business intelligence infrastructure, but few are really reaping the profits of their investment to the full potential. In this webinar, I will introduce a few concepts that can inspire you to improve the return on investment in your business intelligence system by improving the breadth and the depth of your business analysis activities. It addresses both ICT specialists and their clients because, and now I'm running a bit ahead of this presentation, because creating strategic value with BI starts with mutual adjustment between ICT and the business. And this mutual adjustment can only happen when there's mutual understanding. So here are my 2 cents to foster mutual understanding. Let me know at the end of this webinar if I've made a contribution. So here's the agenda for this webinar. First, we'll discuss what it takes to be a business analyst for business intelligence, or a BA4BI, as I like to abbreviate the lengthy term. Because if we're not on the same page about the function of a BA4BI, we can have some troubles about where this is going. And I will demonstrate how a BA4BI has a distinct job description that separates him from the rest of the analytical community. And then we get to the meat of the webinar, where I discuss why business analysis for business intelligence is all about strategy. And with the previous 2 topics in the background, I make a quick explanation to demonstrate how a business intelligence lifecycle is quite different from classical software lifecycles. So since this is not a 2-day in-depth BA4BA training, I will only touch one subject from the course, namely how you can start a BI project. Because too many BI projects fail because they started on the wrong foot, and I think this is a worthwhile topic for this webinar. And finally, I will make a couple of observations about big data and about matching analytical capabilities with the organization's culture. So let's get started. I think you can read all this definition for yourself, so I'm not going to read it out loud. But you may remember that already in 1989, Howard Dresner coined the modern definition of the term business intelligence. He said something like, it's typically used as an end-user access to and analysis of structured content, i.e. data. And I think that definition still stands, but of course we elaborated a bit on this from a business analysis point of view. This definition tries to make abstraction from technology and subcategories that will probably converge or change over time anyhow. Because business intelligence is a systematic collection and preparation of data to provide management, employees, and other stakeholders with meaningful information that, if combined with context-rich knowledge of the organization, improve the effectiveness of the organization's strategy process. Decision-making improvement, that's the real benefit of BI. And I think it has 4 important aspects which correspond in changing accentuation with the classical management levels. It has a cybernetic level, so let's say operational business intelligence, a dialectic level, which is about discussing the profits or the products of BI. It also has a synthetic and an explorative approach. And these are the ingredients of a mix on the operational, tactical, or functional level. And the business analyst who master this mix will exploit the potential of BI to the maximum. Now let's see what makes a BA4BI. Consultants like to make matrices, so I made one myself with a horizontal scope and a vertical scope. And you'll soon find out why this is the case. You can distinguish 8 knowledge domains, which all end up in 8 management domains. So at the bottom there's data management, and if you don't know what data is available and how it's created, updated, stored, and deleted, you will have a hard time coming up with the required information. Take it one level higher, and then we're talking about information management. And from a BI point of view, this is all about defining the building blocks of your analytics. It's rather convenient if the finance manager and the marketing manager have a discussion on customers that they both know what they mean by this concept. They can have a different perspective on the same concept, but at least they should be aware that this is the case. For the finance department, for instance, anyone who has received and paid an invoice is considered a customer. And for marketing, a customer is someone who has ordered a product in the last 3 years. But if they have a discussion on customer lifetime value, they may agree on a period of 20 years and include all invoices, paid and non-paid, and all orders, invoiced or not. So mutual understanding on common definitions is quite important. One level up is the most underestimated aspect of business intelligence, which is knowledge management. It deals with intelligence hidden in the heads of people, in documents, in procedures, in all corners of the globe, where it is of use to the organization. If an analyst can make the link between structured information in the BI domain and unstructured or tacit knowledge in the organization and its ecosystem, he can leverage the exploitation of data by an order of magnitude. Now, we can have a discussion on whether process management should be a level higher than knowledge management, but that I think is an interesting academic exercise which I'll spare you from. I think business process knowledge and business process management reveals where what data is created and used in what way. It will provide clues about the fault tolerance of certain metrics and performance indicators in general. It will also assist you in determining the dependencies between data sources and the manner in which they are connected. From this point of view, the connection is not in the physical IT structure, but in the minds and activities of people in the organization. As a BA4BI, you will pay special attention to decision points in the process, checking for the available supporting information. Looking at capability management, now there you have the direct link to strategic management. It deals with the organization's potential, sometimes modeled in a business component model, to make sure the inventory is complete. And it provides insight to all parties concerned. Each business component identifies a basic building block of the organization. It includes people, the organizational aspect of the component, process, the function of the component performs, and the implementation of these functions, which is technology. And of course, the technology itself supports the component and implements the service it provides. Another variation on this theme is what is called the strategic canvas model. It's centrally positioned is the value proposition, which is based on revenues and the cost structure. And on the cost side are listed the key partners, key activities, and key resources. And on the revenue side, you have the customer relationship management, the channels and the customer segments that deliver the organization's lifeblood. Whatever approach you use, think of it as an inventory of all the profit and revenue potential of your organization. Moving up to the value chain, which is your business operating model, in other words, the realization of your organization's potential and a process-based approach of strategic management is under control. If you have insight and the capabilities, which are the stocks, well then the value chain is the flow of the realization of your business objectives. So having a deep understanding of the capabilities in the value chain will help you position any business intelligence requirement correctly in the organization and map it on the available data. Business intelligence architecture is all about tying the previous building blocks together and translating it into a technology landscape, connecting all layers, the business processes, information, data, applications, and infrastructure. In an ideal world, the BI architecture can pinpoint what business processes are affected when a server is down, or what business processes generate customer information, etc. I think architecture is also implicit, and in some organizations even explicit, program management, determining the priorities and the dependencies between projects. And finally, at the top of the food chain is governance, which can only be effective if at least the three previous building blocks are managed. There is no governance possible without knowledge of and the vision on the architecture, the processes, the capabilities, and the value chain. So there you have it. This is what a BA4BI needs to master. Now, I think there are three career paths. This is the how career path. It's about the junior BA4BI who starts at the bottom, analyzing the data sources and moves up the ladder as time goes by and knowledge grows. The problem is, in my experience, that I haven't met any BA4BI that has reached the capability management stage. Most of the community members, as far as process management knowledge, and then for some reason I can't describe, they stop at process management knowledge, which is funny, because it's as if information is not part of the business infrastructure. It's as if it's not an asset, but only a product from a business process. So I think there's a lot